A motorcyclist from Gladwin County died earlier this morning after a car hit him shortly after midnight. Investigators say a 21-year-old man from Gladwin County was driving a Buick LaCrosse on Dale Road near Dundas Road in Tobacco Township when he collided with a 36-year-old man riding a Harley-Davidson motorcycle around 12:15 a.m. The motorcyclist was pronounced dead at the scene. Police arrested the 21-year-old on unspecified charges at the scene. The sheriff's office will continue investigating how the crash happened. Now to an update on a shooting in a mall parking lot that left 2 people injured this afternoon. A 19-year-old woman from Lansing has been arrested following the shooting in the Meridian Mall parking lot. The Meridian Township Police Department announced the arrest around 8 p.m. tonight. The incident occurred around 1:25 p.m. near Dick's Sporting Goods, with those involved fleeing the scene before officers arrived.
We were in the shoe carnival shopping for new dress shoes because we have graduation this weekend, and the security guard came running by and told us to lock it down. But it was just really shocking because, we're 50 yards from, or parked 50 yards from where it happens.
The Meridian Township Police were assisted by several other law enforcement agencies, including Michigan State University Department of Police and Public Safety and the Ingham County Sheriff's Office. An 18-year-old is set to stand trial for the fatal shooting of his 14-year-old girlfriend in Flint last March. Court records indicate Jermaine Robinson was bound over to trial in Genesee County Circuit Court on charges of first-degree murder and using a firearm to commit a felony. Flint police reported that Robinson and his girlfriend got into a verbal fight on March 11th at a residence on Millbrook Drive. The fight escalated, resulting in gunfire that left the 14-year-old dead at the scene. Robinson appeared in Genesee County District Court for a preliminary hearing last week. A judge advanced his case to trial in Circuit Court. Robinson is in the Genesee County Jail with no bond offered. 4 Chinese citizens face charges after authorities uncovered a massive illegal marijuana operation in Iosco County. Michigan State Police executed a search warrant on Thursday at a warehouse in Alabaster Township. Inside, they found over 5,000 marijuana plants valued at more than $5 million. Iosco County Prosecutor James Beccarella says evidence led investigators to 4 people residing at an apartment on the former Wurtsmith Air Force Base. A Michigan State Police trooper spotted the 4 driving on US 23 in Iosco County. All 4 were arrested during the traffic stop. We have more at this story at abc12news.com. And just a heads up, the Secretary of State office in Owasso will close for 2 days next week due to a remodeling project. The office, located at 1720 East Main Street, is undergoing renovations to install epoxy resin flooring with microfibers for added traction. The closure will take place on Thursday, June 5th and Friday, June 6th. Regular services will resume at 9 a.m. on Monday, June 9th. The closest alternative offices are on Fenton Road in Flint and US 27 in St. John's. Both are open weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. except Wednesdays, when hours are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thursday was the final full day of school for Midland's Siebert Elementary kids, and to honor the retirement of their principal, Paul Schroll, students and faculty lined the halls to high-five Schroll and congratulate him. Schroll has been principal at Siebert for 10 years and has worked with Midland Public Schools for about 25 years.
So I've known you for a long time. Good luck. Don't forget, learn something every day, and always be kind to one another. Always be kind to one another. Thank you.
Students also put out signs all around the school in his honor, and a parent-teacher organization planted a tree in his honor as well. The 2025 ABC 12 Diaper Drive is officially in the books. This year's annual diaper drive wrapped up with some very impressive results. We've been bringing you coverage all day from our Angie Hendershot at today's event, which aims to help families in need have access to diapers for their babies. Since 2012, the Flint Diaper Bank has been dedicated to providing diapers to those who need them. And this year, the effort raised $158,942. The funds were collected at all Elga Credit Union locations and will help ensure children in our area have the opportunity to be clean and safe. The community's support continues to make a significant impact on families across Genesee County. And a big thank you to our viewers. Your help has made this all possible. Now, if you or someone you know is in need of diapers from the Flint Diaper Bank, here's how you can find them. We coordinate the purchase of diapers below and deliver them to the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan. They're distributed through 94 nonprofit agencies throughout Genesee County. You can contact the food bank at the number on your screen. They will direct you to the agency closest to you to deliver diapers. Coming up on ABC 12 News at 11, Sean Diddy Combs' federal racketeering and sex trafficking trial will resume Monday morning with further cross-examination of a former employee. We'll have details on that after the break. Isaac?
After some showers this evening, we should stay dry throughout the weekend. It looks pretty nice, so we'll look at the full forecast coming up.
Closed captioning of ABC 12 News is sponsored by Hurley Neurological Center, Mid-Michigan Center for Brain and Spine Disorders.
Chief Meteorologist J.R. Kurtek, weekdays at 5 and 6 on ABC 12 News.
Ride off into the sunset during the 15th annual Back to the Bricks promo tour, June 6th through the 11th. Take a ride with ABC 12 each day as classic car enthusiasts come together and cruise across Michigan. We'll bring you the stories behind the cars and all the sights and sounds along the way. ABC 12's coverage of the Sunset Promo Tour runs June 6th through the 11th. Sponsored by Godwin's Furniture and Mattress and Ball Equipment.
The Motor City is on a roll with Gardner White's Race to Savings with a whopping 31.3% off everything. All with easy, low interest-free payments, plus fast and free same-day delivery. Only at Gardner White, Saturday 10 to 9.
Design you feel in every detail. Technology as innovative as it is effortless. These are luxuries you don't have to wait for. This is Buick now. Buick, exceptional by design.
GM employees with a current eligible Buick lease get this ultra-low mileage lease on this Envision Preferred for $279 per month. See your local Buick dealer today.
You need to hear what some of the most talented, tough, and competitive people think of the Manleys.
Trust me, they don't play.
Trust me, the Manley brothers, they don't play.
They don't play.
One thing about them Sharks, they don't play.
They don't play. You know who I'm talking about.
I'm Michael Manley.
I'm Frank Manley, and I don't play.
We are Manley and Manley, and we don't play.
Sharks win.
ABC 12 is proud to partner with FIM, showcasing the transformative power of the arts for all of Flint. For upcoming events, show times, and tickets to all of their venues, visit tickets.thefim.org.
Race in to save at Gardner White. We slashed prices on hundreds of sofas. Modern sofas, now only $445. Even reclining sofas, now just $595. Get them before they're gone, only at Gardner White.
ABC 12 invites you to get away right away at a Genesee County park. Whether it's listening to the animals on the trail or tossing a line into a newly thawed lake, there's something magical about nature in the spring. For more info, visit GeneseeCountyParks.org.
No matter what's going on in your world, you can find ABC 12 News here, and here, alerting you first with the latest information and in-depth analysis everywhere you need us to be. ABC 12 News, here while you're staying here.
Sean Diddy Combs' federal racketeering and sex trafficking trial will resume Monday morning with further cross-examination of a former employee. That ex-assistant using the pseudonym MIA testified Friday. I was scared of him. Sherelle Hubbard has the latest details on allegations against him and how others are weighing in on the topic.
More bombshells drop in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. His former assistant, who's using a pseudonym, Mia, during his trial, testified Friday that she tried to run away from the job multiple times, but feared, quote, he would have destroyed my reputation, saying I was scared of him. So far, there have been 21 witnesses over 13 days of testimony.
I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage.
The trial being attended by his family and monitored by many across the country. President Donald Trump was asked if he'd pardon the music mogul if he's convicted. He said he'd have a look at the facts and distance himself from Combs.
I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, he sort of that relationship busted up.
Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that include racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. It's not clear whether he will testify at his trial, but another imprisoned former rap mogul and longtime rival told CNN's Laura Coates that Combs should, suggesting it would humanize him to jurors.
He probably was advised not to, but I feel if he do tell his truth, he really would walk. But if they keep him sitting down, it's like he's scared to face the music.
The cross-examination of Mia focused on several of her warm and friendly social media posts about Combs over the years. She'll be back on the stand when court reconvenes Monday. I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Today, the defense asked Mia why she worked with Combs for so long, 8 years, despite her allegations of violence and threats from him, to which she answered, quote, I was young and manipulated and eager to survive. The prosecution has said its case is expected to last about 5 weeks. If convicted on all counts, he could face up to life in prison. In continuing coverage, former Michigan House Speaker Lee Chatfield is set to stand trial for allegedly misusing funds. Chatfield is accused of converting funds from the 501c4 Peninsula Fund, his political action committees, and the state budget for personal use. Allegations include using nonprofit funds to pay personal credit card expenses, improper mileage reimbursements, and a check kickback scheme. His wife, Stephanie Chatfield, also faces charges of embezzlement from a nonprofit organization and conspiracy to commit embezzlement. A pretrial date has yet to be set. A Michigan State Police canine was rushed to an emergency veterinarian Friday after coming into contact with a poisonous substance during an on-duty investigation. The incident occurred while Thor and his human partner were searching a barn in Lapeer County for a breaking and entering complaint. Thor was first taken to an emergency veterinarian in the Flint area. He was then transferred to the Michigan State University Veterinary Medical Clinic for more advanced care. Thor's condition was not known Friday afternoon. This is the second time in 6 months that Thor required emergency treatment. On December 11th, Thor was exposed to illegal drugs while serving a search warrant in Flint. Well, we're entering the official start of hurricane season, and NOAA's National Weather Service says it's predicting above normal Atlantic hurricane activity this year. Hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with roughly 90% hurricane activity hitting in August, September, and October. NOAA is predicting 3 to 5 major hurricanes this season, meaning Category 3 or higher. Experts say if you live in or visit hurricane-prone regions, keep yourself safe by knowing your risk, and that doesn't mean folks only at the coast.
If you're close to the coast, it's the surge, potentially rip currents, and high winds. As you go further inland, it's more about the heavy rainfall and the flooding.
Experts say you should also make a plan now before a storm hits, including looking for options to evacuate.
Now your Storm Tracker 12 forecast.
High temperatures today made it into the 70s. Now, as we start off the weekend tomorrow, these numbers, or the temperatures will be dropping back into the 60s for highs, but then we'll start to warm up again for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Right now on the radar, still a couple of isolated sprinkles here in parts of Tuscola and Lapeer counties. You watch the radar over the past 3 hours. The cold front has already passed through, but a couple of those isolated showers are still out there. But many of us are dry and even are seeing the moon out there this evening with some showers that are out there over Lake Huron. Air quality advisory continues until 6 a.m. As I mentioned earlier, the wildfire smoke definitely is very scattered in terms of where the impacts are. Greatest impacts are on the west side of the state right now. And really over the next few hours, the wildfire smoke will quickly move southward and it will be completely out of the area. So this air quality advisory will be expiring at 6 a.m. And really the impacts are the impacts from the smoke are in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range in a worst case scenario. For the most part, we're not even in that category. So there is an advisory, but we're really seeing little to no impact from the smoke locally at this time, and that has been the case throughout the evening time. So we look at the wildfire smoke, the model, a little too aggressive with how the smoke is playing out, but nonetheless there has been some smoke making its way through. It'll be gone pretty quickly overnight and we won't have it at all through the day tomorrow. Late in the day on Sunday though, the wildfire smoke could come back. At this point it looks like that smoke would be elevated, so the main impacts would be smoky, hazy skies, making the sky not completely blue, and it could make for a very colorful sunset on Sunday evening. We'll keep an eye on that in case we need another air quality advisory for late Sunday, perhaps into Monday. We'll just have to watch how close the smoke could potentially make it to the ground or if it stays more elevated. So still some lingering clouds overnight. Eventually the clouds will move away later in the day tomorrow, and once they do, we'll have sunshine for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So for the rest of the night, we'll have low temperatures down in the 40s, highs tomorrow staying in the 60s. And then on Sunday, we'll be up at around 70, followed by 80 on Monday and 85 on Tuesday. Wednesday, that's our next chance of seeing some scattered thunderstorms, and that is a cold front, but we'll still stay in the 70s late in the week behind that front. Northern parts of the area, 68, and generally partly sunny or decreasing clouds throughout the day tomorrow. Then 3 days in a row with mostly sunny skies and temperatures warm up quite strongly. Some scattered storms Wednesday. We'll still be in the 70s late week.
Thanks, Isaac. Michigan Sugar Company is taking steps to address odor issues at its Carrollton Township facility. The odors are originating from sugar beet processed water containing soil and organic material, which was transferred from Bay City. Michigan Sugar says it's using water treatments approved by the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, along with a deodorizing mist spray to combat the odors. The company has also installed aerators and water circulation pumps to support the natural treatment process and reduce odors further. A traffic note in case you're heading up north this weekend. US 10 is closed in both directions until June 6th in Sanford due to issues with the M30 bridge beams. Bridge beams that were set earlier in May are showing signs of cracking. As a precaution, the Michigan Department of Transportation is closing US 10 for the safe removal of the beams. Westbound US 10 traffic will detour via northbound M30, westbound Curtis Road, and southbound M18 back to US 10. Eastbound traffic will detour via northbound M18, eastbound Curtis Road, southbound M30, eastbound Schaefer Road, and southbound Stark Road back to US 10.
What a read. You nailed that.
Thank you.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I know those roads. I'm from that area.
You know what else you know? You know Michigan rivalries because you're a Beaverton grad, right?
That is right.
And you're from Bay City, or at least your family owns a bar in Bay City.
You know a lot about me.
I know a good amount. Fair enough. We had a pretty good rivalry game in soccer, Midland versus Dow. What beats that? And these two teams came down to the wire. Midland hasn't lost a game all season. Would Dow be the first team to hand them their first loss of the year in districts? Find out after this.
Storm Tracker 12 weather is sponsored by Elga Credit Union.
Take a break from your auto payments. Take a 90-day break from auto payments when you finance or refinance with Elga Credit Union. That's 3 months to breathe easy, save up, or spend on what matters most without the stress of a car payment. Getting started is fast, simple, and hassle-free. To take advantage of this limited time offer, apply online, call us, or visit your nearest Elga Credit Union branch. Drive now, pay later. Take a break with Elga Credit Union.
70 years and 70 reasons why nobody beats D&W. Reason 4. Our windows are built to lock in comfort and lock out high energy bills. Save 55% off installation only at D&W.
Get an 11% rebate on everything in Menards. We're your destination for all concrete products. Whether you're setting a post or pouring a concrete slab, we have what you need for your project. Get an 11% rebate on all concrete and mortar mixes. Find everything you need to create the yard of your dreams. From garden equipment, lawn and plant care, bird and wildlife supplies, and even outdoor decor. We have it all.
Save big money at Menards.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can you hear me now?
When it comes to your next vehicle, the Alcera Auto Plaza is in a league of its own, and it all comes down to the Alcera experience.
The best selection, 12 new and certified pre-owned brands all at one convenient location. The best prices. Our pricing is straightforward and transparent. You can even build your deal online. And the best team. One person will guide you through the process and be with you the entire time.
Bring home a winner and start enjoying your new vehicle with your team. Experience the Alcera Auto Plaza. One destination, so many more choices.
At Karen's, save to 33% on your kitchen, living room, family room. H2O waterproof floors, the most advanced flooring ever with Karen's professional installation. Up to 36 months interest-free. Karen's Carpet Max.
Enjoy Michigan's beauty in every season with the year-round comfort of a custom sunroom from D&W. Right now, save 55% off installation on all sunrooms and patio covers. Only at D&W.
ABC 12 would like to congratulate Angie Hendershot and Eric Fletcher for winning a regional Edward R. Murrow Award for their coverage of the Flint water crisis. Now to the Young Chevrolet Sports Report.
Good evening, welcome to sports. I'm Yosef Nasser. We had an epic soccer showdown at Midland today. The undefeated Chemics taking on their crosstown rivals at Midland Dow for the right to win their third straight district championship. Keep in mind, Midland has been dominant this season. The Chemics have outscored opponents 95-6 through their first 19 games, and they've won all of those games. Dow was able to force overtime today against Midland. That's where we picked this one up, tied at 0 midway through the first OT. Aubrey Bills with a cross. Allie Stockton goes for the header, but Niobe Marchand is there to make the save. We are still tied after the first overtime. This game would go to a second OT and another opportunity for Dow. Ivy Beal takes the corner, sends it into the box. Look at the effort, though, from number 20 in blue. Teresa Wilt kicks it out. Jana Moore tries a one-timer, but Marchand is there again for the save. 90 seconds remain in the second OT. Reagan Vogel on for the free kick, goes top shelf, it's in! What a moment for the junior to score the go-ahead goal, and Dow would not have a counter to that shot as Midland goes on to win by that margin 1-0. The third straight district championship for Midland High. The Chemics improved to 20-0 on the season. They're off to regionals. Here's Vogel on her spectacular game-winning shot.
Well, I was just full on adrenaline because, I've been playing for 90 minutes, and I was like, I just want this game to be over.
They were expecting a cross. You know, one of my assistants says, why don't you just cross? And I said, no, I want to put it in the front. And that's what we did, and it went in.
We've been really lucky because we have some really good players on this team. They all know exactly where to go, and we've been playing with each other for so long that it's like doing it with your eyes closed, basically.
You know, just to see the shot go in and then see your teammates come and cheer with you, just definitely a moment that I'll never forget.